Hi, boys and girls.
This is the 2017 Volkswagen Alltrack. This is being sold as an off-road SUV. Basically what they did is they took a Volkswagen station wagon, raised it approximately 3/4 of an inch, gave it the sophisticated 4motion all-wheel drive system, which has some off-road features like hill descent control, etc., etc. This gives Volkswagen the opportunity to compete against other compact SUVs in this segment from Mitsubishi and Subaru. And they give you all of these Alltrack emblems so everybody in the neighborhood will know you forked up the extra money. Unlike other Volkswagens where you start out at a low base price and load up the options, the Alltrack comes pretty well equipped with everything you need on the base price, which explains the high base price of around $33,000. I didn't have any options, didn't need any, so we are getting a lot of vehicle for the money here. 2 weeks before we got this Volkswagen, we also test drove this 2017 Mitsubishi Outlander SUV. Quite similar to this Volkswagen, both in performance and price. We'll have a link for that video coming up at the end of the Volkswagen test. And unlike other testers who only drive their cars during the day, we also test ours at night, and the first thing we're going to do is take these giant headlights out and see how they perform in the dark. It's dark enough to test these headlights, so let's see what happens. We're shining the lights on a wall 100 feet away, more than adequate light, even if a bit on the low side. Here are the brights. Plenty of light there. Here we have a building 300 feet away, going through a wire fence on brights. More than adequate light. Go to low beam. Doesn't reach out, but for city driving, we have more than enough range. Here's another example on a dark road. Got the low beams. Then the high beams. Low beams again. High beams. There's only one engine offered, the old famous 1.8 liter turbo. Now whether it puts out 170 horsepower like half of the PR stuff says, or 180 horsepower like the other half says, I didn't find out before I did the video, but it really doesn't matter because it's the same engine either way, similar performance either way, and they're all hooked to a 6-speed automatic transmission. That is, at the time of this test, Volkswagen says they will be bringing in 6-speed manual transmissions for those of you who like to shift for yourself. But this automatic performs so well, I don't know why you would want one. But hey, it's nice to have a choice, right? The fuel economy rating on this engine is 22 mpg in the city and 30 on the highway. I've been driving this for a couple days in mixed city commuting, half city, half expressway. Was getting 26 and 26.5 mpg, which is very good, and I was using premium fuel. It'll be interesting to see what kind of mileage we get on the freeway, which will be coming up later on in the video. We have a button here that allows you to select drive modes. We have normal, sport, custom, and off-road. Since we're sitting inside the cabin, we might as well take a peek. Nothing fancy, but no complaints. Materials are pretty sturdy. Workmanship is very good. The government regulators list this as a 5-passenger. Once again, they're lying. There's only room for 2 back here, unless you're hauling 3 chipmunks. If you're under 6 feet, you won't have an issue. Official storage space in the back is 30 cubic feet, but if you lift the panel here, yes, you do get a spare tire, and there's lots of storage space under here too. We get a decent sized glove box. Simple to use, climate control, 3 knobs, a couple of buttons. The way all should be. A very simple to use stereo system with knobs. What are we listening to here? No, I don't want to listen to Hillary. Turn it off. The only complaint I had is the same complaint I keep finding on German car after German car. The infamous dirt shelf. Where mud, dirt, dust, anything you don't want on your pants is sure to get on your pants every time you step out. The German engineers, I don't know what they're thinking. But here's what you need to be thinking. You need to be carrying a roll of paper towels and Windex in the back, especially if you're wearing white pants. Ladies, take note. Okay, time to do some driving, and we will be testing the fuel economy later on in the video. You might want to stay tuned for that too. Anytime you add an all-wheel drive system to a vehicle, you're adding weight, in this case approximately 300 pounds. So it doesn't really matter whether we're running 170 horsepower or 180. We're not going to be moving very fast, even in the sport mode. But it's willing. Engine has a nice snarl to it, and as usual, Volkswagen brakes absolutely perfect. To test the ride quality on vehicles, we usually do a speed bump test. I'm reluctant to do that many German cars because they're set up rather stiff. When they run over the speed bumps, they make a lot of thumping noises, but it's misleading because in the real world, they usually smooth out quite well. I've been driving this car for a few days. It's very smooth on the road. What it's going to do in the speed bumps, well, we'll see. Bump. Didn't feel that. We're doing 30 miles an hour, by the way. Bump. Yeah, heard it but didn't feel it. Another one, bump. Nasty one. Pretty smooth. It sounded a lot worse than it was. You would think because of the increased ride height, the handling would suffer, but it doesn't. This thing corners like a champ. I suspect the all-wheel drive might have had something to do with this. I'm told it doesn't always engage, depending on the condition, so I don't know if it's engaged right now. But the car's engaged to the pavement. On the subject of power steering, I've driven all the 2016 and many 2017 Volkswagen and Audi cars. The steering on those, very quick, very responsive, but the feel is zero. Doesn't feel attached to anything, very annoying. Now with that being said, I was very surprised on this vehicle because, yes, it is quick, it is responsive, but it has excellent steering feel. Why? I'm not sure. Could have something to do with having all-wheel drive. All I can tell you is I have no complaints with the steering on this particular vehicle. Response, feel, and quick. Why complain? We were planning on doing some off-roading in this vehicle. Unfortunately, with 4 days of heavy rain and lots of snow in the higher countries, all of the roads are soaked in mud. I don't think I could have made it in a Jeep back there. So no off-roading, folks, sorry. But we do have about 350 miles of highway driving coming up for the Christmas holidays, where we're really getting you the best fuel economy you're going to be seeing on this. So maybe that will be more useful to you. I want to get the car washed before we hit the road, but I'm out of quarters. So we'll have to do a poor man style. There we go. Get the other side too. This is definitely one of the quietest and smoothest Volkswagens I've ever driven. If you're hearing wind noise, it's only because the microphone's overly sensitive. It's a lot quieter than it sounds, trust me. The high-speed stability of this vehicle is excellent too. It isn't affected by crosswinds. I suspect the all-wheel drive has something to do with that. We just finished a highway trip of 125 miles, 26.2 mpg. Since I was getting 26.5 in mixed city freeway commuting before this, I'm rather surprised. I expected more. In all fairness, there was a slight climb from 2,000 feet to 4,000 feet, and there were a lot of crosswinds. But we will be making a return trip. Perhaps we'll do better next time. And yes, I am resetting the computer before each trip, so no emails, please. I'm in the mood for a pork sandwich.
Yeah.
Should I run them over with the Volkswagen?
The birds will come up and knock birdseed off those feeders. And so they knock the birdseed on the ground.
You sure you don't want to make a pork sandwich tonight?
I'm telling you, I'm guessing that stuff would be pretty nasty.
Here, Rover. Here, boy.
Bite, you know.
Here, boy.
I wouldn't get that close if I were you.
Okay, this is the highway trip going back. Slightly downhill. We'll see if the fuel economy improves. Hopefully I won't be attacked by any more javelina piggies. Okay, we got 26.2 going up, 28.3 coming back. I would say that's an average of around 27.2. After all that driving, I think we need another car wash. Oh good, let's run down the wino. So the question is, if I was getting around 26 mpg in mixed city freeway commuting, should I be getting more than 27 on straight freeway trips? Not necessarily. If they did raise the suspension for off-roading, there's a lot of air running under the vehicle that creates more drag. So essentially we are talking about an SUV. And most high clearance SUVs in this size class usually run around 26 to 28 mpg on the freeway, so I would say we're right in the ballpark that I would expect. If you keep your highway speed approximately 55 to 60 miles per hour, where you don't have all that air rushing under the vehicle and causing all that drag, I'm pretty sure we could reach the 30 mpg mark. But I haven't tried that yet and don't know if I get a chance to. I'm satisfied with the mileage I'm getting now anyway. This Alltrack isn't cheap, but overall isn't any more expensive than what you get on the Subarus and Mitsubishis. So if you're looking for a vehicle in this category, try it all three and see what you think. But this is a pretty good one. If you'd like to see our video test on the Mitsubishi Outlander, click on the link right here, and it's all yours. Yeah, we did take it off-road.